Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Firstly, thank you so much for choosing to listen, for clicking on this episode, for subscribing, for all of the above. I just love sharing the wisdom that I've gained, my life stories, the freaking lessons that unfortunately I had to learn but it is always for the greater good and always a blessing in disguise with these lessons. And I just love talking about love and relationships and being a woman and just like what it means to walk in your path and like follow your calling and this human experience, it's a lot sometimes. And so I find just being able to share it and feel not so alone is so amazing. And yeah, I love reflecting back on like different chapters of life and finding the wisdom in those little lessons and seeing how each pivotal moment actually brought you closer to where you are today. And so no matter what you're going through, and I feel like I share this very openly, like through the highs and the lows, especially the lows, there's so much strength and just magic to be found. And it's when I make these podcast episodes that we can really reflect back and see that breaking point was actually a breakthrough. And I made an episode, it's the previous one. If you haven't listened, this is the continuation onto it. So in the last episode, just to recap, I spoke about how to steward your singleness, what it means to be single. And if you're in a series, like in this kind of period like I have been in of singleness, how to make the absolute most of it, and actually how during being single that you're able to get really clear on the kind of relationship you want to have and also become the woman you want to be. Like it's in those sort of moments of alone time or solitude or just like exploration that you're able to truly find out what you like and what you don't like. And it's definitely been fun for me this year. It's kind of the first time being an adult that I've like dated a bit more and put myself out there, because I went through a period of just figuring myself out for 2 years and not having any interest in dating, and then going through, some situationships that really helped shape me. They definitely brought some big growth in my life. No regrets as such, but also it's in the singleness and even, when you are dating, that you really get clear on the kind of person you want to be, the kind of partner you want to have, the things you love about the relationship, like things that you need to work on within yourself. Like all of these things are so potent. So if you haven't listened to that episode, I highly recommend that you do. I feel like I shared so many great things that I didn't recognize when I was younger and when I was single, and now I'm older, like 29 years old. I'm like, wow, if I could give any advice to my younger self, it would be stay single. And I truly mean that. But in today's podcast episode, I said in the last one, I wanted to talk about this list, the list. What is the list, Jade? That's what you're asking. I made this list about 3 years ago. I made it in 2021, and it was actually an older friend of mine, a mom, and she was the one who guided me to like start thinking about this person that I would want to be with and create a list. And although the list hasn't changed very much, like I still have that list from 2021, I definitely, through dating recently, have up-leveled it also as I've up-leveled myself and really got clear on the things. But those foundational things in that first list actually are still so true to this day. And this list that I've created, especially the new one, is no joke. And maybe it would scare off some men if they saw it, but I'm also okay with that because, I feel when you're dating, you're able to, explore, like I said, what it is that you want, what you love about someone. I think that's been so fun for me recently is I went on a few dates with someone and I loved qualities they had. So it's like making sure that that's on the list and like almost like a non-negotiable. I actually shared the list with a guy once, and it was a really beautiful moment of connection to be able to hear what they want and be able to hear what you want. I actually have a few little lists here that I'm going to share. And it's really interesting how, 3 years ago when I made a list about the guy that I wanted, I didn't realize how much more I could deep dive into this. And actually it helps you become a better person. And it's interesting because this person that I shared this list with is a recent dating situation. He was everything except one thing on that list, which to me was so wild, but also so beautiful that, it really showed me, wow, I'm really dating intentionally and getting closer to that sort of dream person. Because if it's possible for someone else, it's like, why can it not be not possible for you? Like, I don't think we need to sacrifice or settle. I do believe the person that we want is truly out there, because why would God have planted that in your heart? Like, it's so real for me. And so say this person was like so close, it was so confronting to me, because I was like, oh my God, like, is this my person? Are you it? And it was so close minus like one thing, right? And I do think when you're creating a list of like this dream partner, this dream person, this dream life, it's okay if someone doesn't check off every single box. And it's not like this sort of military list. And if someone doesn't like match everything, that then they're not a candidate as such. Like, that's definitely not where I'm getting at. But it's asking yourself, like, with these lists and with this person, is he meeting the things that are a non-negotiable for me? So one of the things on my list was, he is a great communicator. And I did find in this dating situation that the communication wasn't there for me. But it doesn't mean that this person might not be the person for me. It just means that this is something that's obviously really important to me. And so it's something that I then need to communicate with this person and say, like, this is really important to me. Like, is this something we can work on? Or is it something that I'd be willing to sacrifice? And I think there's certain things that maybe you'll have on your list. And especially if you're writing physical things and you're like, he's got dark hair and blue eyes, and then you meet someone who's blonde, it's like, okay, like those little things, they don't matter so much. But for the big things, like something like how someone makes you feel, how they treat you, how respectful they are towards other people, and for me, communication, like that's so vital in, I believe, a healthy relationship. And so, it was really interesting for me to read that list and really recognize, it's something you can work on right from the beginning when you have this list almost as this reference, because then you can ask yourself, okay, this person's really great, but are they meeting my needs? Or, am I sort of caught up in the lust cycle or the excitement of dating someone, or you maybe have a real physical attraction to someone, but then they're actually not so healthy for you. And like I said, I feel if you're writing about just physical qualities, you will potentially miss out on someone really amazing. So I like to focus when I'm writing this list more on their morals, how they treat you, the life that you have together. I think this is a really beautiful manifestation practice, or just, something that you can envision and see. And can you see a future with them, and how you feel when you're with them? To me, this is so important. So recently I was going on dates with a guy, and he made me feel so safe, because I felt like he really cared about me. He wanted to make sure I was walking on the inside of the path, that I got home safe, that like I had a good day, all these little things, like bare minimums. Let me just put that out there. Like, I truly believe like a guy texting you to if you got home safe it's the bare minimum. However, I reflected on other dates that I had with other people, and they didn't do these things. And when someone did, I recognized how important that was for me, because it made me feel safe. If I'm dating someone in the future and they maybe don't check in, it's up to me to voice what I want as a woman. And it's not fair to just assume that the guy is going to know everything that you want, or that is going to do everything. Like, of course, that's the ideal situation. But I think there's a lot of empowerment in just really saying, this makes me feel this kind of way. And using that word feel is very feminine. So it makes me feel safe when you check in that I got home. Say if they didn't, because someone might not even know that they didn't do it. Going off on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm saying if you're going to write this list, make sure you focus on the feelings, the life, how he treats you, his morals, more so than just the physical aspects of him. Okay, so you have your list, right? Write a list of the kind of partner, your best friend, your parents, whoever loves you and would want you to have a really happy, healthy relationship. write a list of the kind of person that they would want for you and see if it aligns to the list that you wrote. Okay, so you wrote your list. Now you're going to write the list of what your loved ones would want for you, because this can help us eliminate any of our ego or conditioning or ideas that we have, and say they're on our list, and then we look at this beautiful list that we would want, like our friends would want us to have, and then we can see, oh, did I miss something, or oh, am I too focused on one area, say like maybe it's like materialistic or the dream house or whatever, and I'm focusing less on who that person is. I can laugh now and reflect on my situation last year that I've shared with you, and this situation was like truly traumatic, like my hair fell out, and I can see how all of my friends warned me they did not like him. People told me he wasn't a good person. My mom hated the situation. It was my journey, my choice. I own it. I take responsibility for my doings and staying in it. But if I had created this list and really looked at it and been intentional with the list making, I could have had a really hard look at myself and looked at that list that, say my mom would want for me or my friends, and then the list that I had created, and really just seen that this person was not it and was not healthy for me. And that is the power of, really getting clear and being intentional and taking the time to really check in with your values and your morals and what's so important to you, because this is like choosing a partner and getting into a relationship with someone is no joke. You are literally merging yourself with them in ways and sharing a life with them. So it's important that this person shares the same vision for their future, or wants to support you, or is healthy for you. And one thing I have been working on during my single times with myself is asking myself, am I the person I want to be in this future partnership? Or that am I the person that I would want this ideal future partner to be with? And this is sort of the third step in the list making. Okay, so you've got your list, you've got the list that your loved ones would want for you, and then you can now ask yourself, am I the person for this person? Or are there parts and areas of my life that I need to work on to be a better match for this person? And it's not about changing yourself to be something that you're not. It is truly trying to better yourself. This is like growth mindset and looking at your shadows, like deep shadow work on seeing the blocks and areas. And I can hold my hands up. Like I have this perfect person in my mind. Not perfect. No one's perfect. But, my version of perfect, like who's perfect for me and is the things that I want. It could be completely different from someone else. And then I can ask, am I showing up in all the ways that this person would want a partner to be? And that is so powerful. So powerful. And so I've been doing this during my single time, where I am just focusing on myself, because I have felt a lot of shame with my past. So working on this shame and, that sort of self-love and the healing to be a better version of myself for this future partner has been so fundamental in setting the foundations for my life. And it's almost when you start to date yourself and you start to get to know yourself and figure out what you like and, start doing the things for yourself that you would want to do with a partner, is I truly feel when you start to attract this partner in, because you're already living a life that is in alignment with this future partner. Because you don't want to change your whole life as soon as you meet someone. You want someone who can, fit into your life and become a part of your life and shares the same routine and values and loves doing the same things as you. Like maybe it's like going on beach walks, or, loves cooking at home, and then also being open to new experiences and travel, or maybe you're moving, whatever it is. But, we can't control, who exactly we're going to meet. However, we can have really solid boundaries in place of things that are non-negotiables for us. And we can also have our own values and morals set so that we are truly living in an authentic place from who we are on the inside. And then our life is just a reflection of that. It's like show me what you do and what you think and what you say, and I'll show you who you are. It's like your inner world becomes your outer world. If you've got chaos going on inside of you, your external world is going to be chaos, right? It's like when you're steadfast, you're, mindful, you've got like a healthy spiritual routine, you're happy, you're joyful, like your outer world is a reflection of this. And I do have little fantasies and dreams about meeting someone and life being extremely adventurous and just like unpredictable. But truthfully saying, I have created a life that I love so much for myself now. It's not something I'm trying to run away from or waiting for this better life to come along, because I am happy. And my more younger and juvenile self, like my maiden self, definitely did create the idea. And I think a lot of women do, like the knight in shining armor, like coming along to save you. But you don't want anyone to come and save you. You want to be so safe and secure that you meet someone and it just enhances your life. And I can maturely say that now. Like, I would love if someone came into my life now and it pieced so perfectly that everything just made my life more meaningful, and I felt like I had someone to share it with. And I shared this pretty vulnerably in the last one, that I do crave a relationship because I do want to share my life with someone, and I feel we're all here to be in relation with each other. But this single season, long season, has been wonderful. And I know I'm going to look back when I'm older, maybe 50, 80, whatever it is, and just like see this time of my life as so magical and special, because it has been through being single, and I've been dating while I've been single for sure. So it's not just like complete isolation, but like I said, I have gone through periods of that as well, of alone time, which is healthy. But it's through this that I've discovered myself and I found myself. And then when you start dating with someone, you see these areas where you need to work on, or, you get to know people in a deeper way, or you really heal parts of yourself unintentionally. But, when you start to build trust, or you open yourself up and you're vulnerable and you share the things that you're most ashamed of, and someone just accepts you for them, like that is true healing. And that's why I feel like we are here to be in relationship, is to help each other evolve spiritually and get closer to source and creator and ourselves and all of the in between. And so, I hope this magical list podcast has brought you some insight and wisdom. Like, I feel like so many women like guilty of having the list, but then how can we like evolve it and, have that like sort of list of who we need to become for that person. And so that is a really beautiful thing. And I really invite you to do that. Like, write a list of the partner that this person would have, and then see if you are that person, or see where you have areas that you need to work on and need to grow. And truly, I feel like you're just going to attract in the most amazing relationship and partner. And I'm wishing and praying that for all of us, that everyone in life finds that and is truly happy. But happiness starts from within, so you got to start with yourself first. And I love you guys. So thank you so much for listening. Please do subscribe if you haven't. Give the podcast a rate, and I will be back with a new episode next week. I promise.